Darren and I met through mutual friends after college, and there was a Monday night tennis club. I played tennis in high school, and Darren wanted to learn, so it was so we enjoyed playing together, and we got to know each other that way, and we've been married 10 years. It was when we came to San Diego and we were surrounded by family again that we felt like this was the place where we wanted to raise a child. So I took a pregnancy test and it was positive, and we were excited and scared and nervous. And I remember that day we decided to go to the zoo. We noticed families wherever we went. We just saw little kids and babies, and we're thinking about, this is the start of our family. The doctor told us that she thought that our baby was going to be a girl, and we were really excited about that. We had been hoping to have a little girl. I remember early on in the pregnancy, she had told us perfectly healthy baby. And so we kind of had that expectation. And when we went into our 20-week ultrasound, that all shifted. Grace had a really significant heart defect. And so we had so much uncertainty. So Grace has a congenital heart defect. The left ventricle is missing or significantly underdeveloped. In order to work with that, you can live with half of a heart, miraculously, but it needs a surgical workaround. And for kids that are born with hypoplastic left heart, they need a series of at least 3 open heart surgeries. I was not able to see Grace until the second day of her life, and we had a really wonderful nurse. She put Grace into my arms, even though it was a little against protocol at that time, and given her fragility, and I was able to hold her. She had her surgery at 4 days of life. Then we had to wait a long time. We waited 5 more weeks to be able to hold her. The medical team was really concerned about her and about her stability, and so we just longed to be close to her and to be able to hold her. There's been a lot of challenges throughout the way. This summer was really hard. Darren and I wrote out our goals of care for Grace. And our first thing that we wrote on that top of the piece of paper that we ended up giving our medical team was that we are taking a posture of hope with Grace's care. Hope for what might be possible and hope for what might to come. And it was during a time where Grace was really struggling and really in a tough place. She had some significant injury to her airway this summer and some significant bleeding. I believe some members of our medical team had lost some hope for Grace. This was really hard for us because we still felt the fire of hope for her. We even printed pictures of Grace that we decided to put over Grace's bed crib in her hospital. There were a few photos of when she was home, because we wanted to communicate to anyone and everyone who walked into her room how valuable her life is and how much we cherish our connection with her and how much we delight in her as our daughter and how valuable she is. We had a lot of hard meetings this summer, and we continued to advocate and express our hope in Grace, which was also, we felt, a reflection of our faith. And we had been praying through this time that there would be change and that there would be a shift. We had the ENT doctor come assess how her airway was doing towards the end of the summer, and he said that it looked pristine. And we couldn't believe it, that he had used those words, that it was pristine, that it was fully healed, and it was more than we could have expected. And so being able to see God answer prayer in that moment was so tangible and real, to know that people had been praying for us. The doctor walked into our room and said that we are completely changing our perspective of how we care for Grace, and we are choosing hope. We are also, along with you, taking a posture of hope. And she turned to the photos that we had put over Grace's bed as an expression of our hope for Grace. And she pointed to those and she said, "Those changed me." Christmas morning of last year, we got a phone call from Grace's nurse that she had been bleeding. We just got to the hospital as quickly as we could. And she had stabilized and was okay. That afternoon, there was this rainbow that was revealed. It had been raining outside, and it was outside of Grace's room, like outside of her windows, just perfectly framed. That image grounds us in that hope and promise that God is with us. We don't know what tomorrow's gonna hold, but He does. And I hold faith and hope in knowing that He created Grace. She is so unique and special, and it is a privilege and an honor to be able to parent her.